Good blessed Monday morning, May the 17th, 2021. It's about 11:27 a.m. Just coming back from a follow-up from my surgery. Doc said the incisions look good. Everything else is good, you know, like I said, a little pain, which is gonna be normal for, you know, maybe a week or two. But other than that, I'm doing good, you know what I mean? He said I'm able to drive, but I ain't ready to start driving yet. I'll let my daughters and them do that, you know, they pretty good in driving. I ain't gonna put them on the thing because they got their little caps on. You know, they don't like when their hair's not showing and things like that. But I feel good. I just want to thank everybody, all of my family and friends that called, all of my family and friends that text, all my family and friends that sent messages, Visa, other ways of on the internet, social media. I know sometime when one family member is sending a message, they sending a message for their whole household, you know, and I thank all of y'all. I even thank those that hasn't been praying for me, and thank all of my critics during this time of my son's death and my surgery. I thank all of my critics for their little smart remarks on my YouTube channel. I love it if they see I didn't even respond to it. You know, it's an old saying, misery loves company. You see, if you have a fly is gonna just land on something that stinks. I'm a bee, I seeks honey. So, you know, anyway, y'all keep on praying for me. I'm gonna pray for y'all. Y'all keep my daughters in y'all prayers, you know, for their age. They really doing an awesome job living with me and putting up with me. That's even more awesome, you know. Can't too many people do that. I know some of my exes will probably agree with that 100%. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to let y'all know I'm back on the scene from Cabrini Green. I know I don't sound as good, but I'm feeling much better. And it's nothing like it was in the beginning. And I also want to really thank all those people in Carbondale that I met just during the time of March, after we found out my son's body was found hung March the 19th, 2021 in Carbondale, Illinois. And it's sad that we say in the United States and a lot of churches, you know, profess their faith and they trust in God. But I just want to be honest, has a non-white organization or church tried to contact me concerning my son's death? The newspaper up there, the Southern, I've been contacting them since March. When I found out my son was found hung, they hasn't contacted me back at all. But you know, that don't bother me at all, and it don't surprise me at all. And then I look on my son's Facebook page, all these white people that I met and seen on here that said that they his friends, but not one has contacted me yet. And where he died, I was told, is 99% whites, and that's all he hung around was white. So more than likely, whites know what happened to him. You know, if you my son's friend, you'd be trying to seek out. And the same thing with, I'm speaking to y'all in Carbondale. The same thing with his his second wife that stay down in that area, normally from Centralia, Illinois, but stayed in Carbondale, Illinois. She know he is. He mentioned your name. He mentioned getting his name back from you, his last name back from you. You contact his family one time, and that's because the police had you to contact him, and you never tried to contact his family again. You know who I am. You know who his mother is. You know who his brothers and sisters is, who are, you know, but you never tried to contact. I believe you and some of them other white people in that town. I could be wrong. If I am, God, please forgive me. But I believe y'all had something to do with my son. I don't believe he died where his body was found. I believe his body was carried there, and whoever carried it there know there's no cameras in the area. But anyway, I'm just wondering where all these white Christians are. You know, I mean, if the shoe fit, wear it. You know, black folks, Muslims, Moorish Americans, they done reached out to me, don't even know me. Don't even know my son. Only one Muslim guy knew my son, but other people didn't know my son. Where's these white organizations want to know how my son's body get hung in a place where he don't live and don't nobody know him, and then his hand is balled up with money in it? Wouldn't y'all be concerned? But I guess not, because if there was a white guy, or let's even go do a little reverse. Had my son been charged with doing something to a police, or had been charged or been suspected of doing something to a white person in Carbondale, Illinois, I'm almost sure his name would have been in every paper it was. But see, y'all thought my son was just a black individual that was misfortunate, that allowed the world out there to capture his attention. Just because a person been to prison, just because a person been on drugs, just because a person don't seem like they don't know nobody, that don't mean they don't know nobody. But I'm just going to tell y'all this here. God has given me my strength back. The doctor gave me my okay to start back with my activities. I'm still slow down with it. But my main activity now is two things. Finding out how my son really died. And I'm going to be honest, I looked up a case, and I want some of y'all family and friends that be watching me look up this case where the Indian guy was found dead in the woods in Carbondale, Illinois, and the same medical examiner that had my son's body told the Indian family that their son died of hypothermia for being out in the woods. Now look at this. 3-4 years later, that family was persistent. He was a college student there. It happened in 2013, but 4 years later, they arrested a white guy who admitted giving this guy a ride, and then they was close by these woods, and he claimed him and the guy got into a physical fight, and the guy ran into the woods. But look at the similarity with my son. The Indian guy was found in the woods with no shirt on, no shoes on. My son was found hung with no shirts on. Then the white guy that was tried and convicted by a jury now, when he was going to get his sentence, the judge threw the case out. Something you never heard of. Threw the case out, saying something about the wording. I got to do some more research on it, but somebody said the lawyer that this white guy had was one of R. Kelly's lawyers, or he was one of the former state's attorneys, prosecuting attorneys from Carbondale, Illinois. Either one of the two. His bond was $1 million. He posted $10,000. That go to show you his family must have had money. But let me show you something else about this white guy. This white guy showed on his text that he said that something about hitting ends. He said the N-word, niggas in the head. And when he originally was stopped by the highway patrol by the woods, before they knew this Indian guy was in the woods dead, allegedly they didn't know he was dead, because you got crooked state highway patrol and police, but this just don't sound right. But then again, by him being white, And if people don't like what I'm saying, I don't care. But if a black person was stopped on the side, you see what I'm saying? And his lights was blinking, and the police, he told the police he gave somebody a ride and they ran in the woods, and the state highway patrol is just leave it at that, something was wrong. But let me show you how much this state trooper seen that this white guy was lying. The white guy said, he said a black guy was trying to rob him. They always talking about a black guy, but found out it was an Indian guy that he gave a lift. But the bottom line is, they saying that my son hung himself. The so-called coroner found out he's not the medical examiner, the one that I met. He said that if my son toxicology test come back, that it would, if it shows that he had drugs in his system, that he'll rule that my son hung himself related to drugs. If he didn't have drugs, my son hung himself related to mental illness. Just like that, them people said that Indian guy died of hypothermia being in the woods. The Indian people was fortunate enough that I wasn't, that had money to get a separate autopsy, and the autopsy showed that their son, the Indian guy, had blunt trauma to the head. I'm telling y'all this for a reason, man. Chicago, every place else that know Bryan, that's family of Bryan, y'all start trying to contact people, man. I can't do this by myself. If I have to, I will, but I can't do it by myself. If I done had surgery 3-4 days ago and up talking about it now, y'all can too. And the last thing I want to say, black folks, Spanish folks, y'all stop this killing, man. I'm looking at just yesterday, a 19-year-old and an 11-year-old was arrested for carjacking a 59-year-old. Whoever 11-year-old son that is, they need to be arrested and locked up. If you can't take control, y'all wondering why police out here killing 13-year-old. I kill one of them too if they got a gun. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you don't know what these 11 and 12-year-olds doing if they then my friends from Cabrini Green who just lost a 12-year-old daughter in Hazel Crest about a week ago, y'all try to sue that family's homeowners insurance, and then y'all protest against the Hazel Crest Police Department because the 14-year-old that claims he accidentally killed your 12-year-old daughter, she's on TikTok with a gun in her hand, so she ain't no stranger to guns. Y'all check and see if that girl was sexually molested too. Don't let that go. Somebody should be charged. If there was a little white girl that got killed and a little black girl was charged, you can believe they'll be getting the charges, trying to charge him as an adult or charge the family. You rappers out there, I got a lot of respect for you, but y'all stop killing each other. It got to be another way. Any of my relatives, friends, homies that's still part of these mobs, y'all try to settle that stuff. When I got my surgery, I seen one black person, and that was the lady that was coming to take my blood. Everything else was white doctors, white surgeons, white students. You see what I'm saying? And every time I look at the news, blacks killing blacks, Spanish killing blacks. Something ain't right, y'all. Black folks, stop robbing these people, man. I'm going to go for right now, y'all. I need some rest. But anybody that's listening to this, man, y'all tell that young girl, I used to be the young girl that got killed. I was one of the grandmother's first boyfriend. We was about 12 or 13. We lived in a row house. She lived on Delaware and I lived on Cleveland. I want y'all to press the issue. Don't let it just go saying that this 14-year-old accidentally shot and killed the 12-year-old. Because if she had a gun on TikTok before she killed the 12-year-old, that means guns is around that house. You see what I'm saying? They should have had them to take a test, a residue test, to see whether or not that girl shot the gun and didn't nobody else. With the stuff happening now, somebody could have did something sexually to her and she was going to tell and they could have killed her. We hope not. But y'all wake up, man. Getting back close to the house. My babies are some excellent drivers, y'all. That's a coincidence. We was right in the behind a prisoner's van. I know what them feel like. To my enemies, hey, listen here. I know y'all wish I'd have died in surgery, but God said different. Peace be still.